Wild Orchard. Hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Jen. I'm going to be starting in just a minute. If you want to make your way onto your mat, if you're not already there. Morning, Laurie. All right. So we're just about ready to start. Making your way to your mat into Shavasana. Oh, you're very welcome, Jen. If you need music, getting that started. Always be mindful of your movements, as today's practice may be a little bit more on the intermediate level, but always do what you can, leave out what you can't, take the breaks if you need it. Always listen to your breath. Yoga fam for sure. Kristen, love it. All right, let's begin. Beginning up in Shavasana. Legs extended long. Arms to your sides and palms to the sky. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Allow the breath to return to a natural rhythm. Breathing with ease in and out of the nose. Using your exhales to relax the body. Unclench the jaw, relax the hips and belly. Establish a long, calm and fluid breath deep into the belly. Let go of thoughts of past and future. The mind's wandering. Acknowledge your thoughts. The emotion connected to the thought. And the physical reaction to emotion. Take a deep breath. Let the thoughts fade. The tension settle. The emotions to follow. On your next inhale, invite small movements to the body, wiggling fingers and toes. Rolling into the wrists and ankles and gently rocking the head from side to side. Slowly reach your arms overhead, reaching your feet away from your hands, stretching through the full body. Maybe pressing the calves into the ground to lift the hips off the floor. Maybe even the heels. Engage the glutes, press through the heels, legs flexed. Relax the arms to your sides. Bend the knees, feet flat to the floor. Gently rock the knees from side to side. Pull your knees into the chest. Pulling the knees, create small circles, clockwise and counterclockwise. Making sure to roll in both directions. Slowly coming to center. Open your arms to your sides, keeping the feet off the floor, knees and feet together. Exhale, lower the knees to the right, stopping the legs from touching the ground, getting as close as possible. Inhale to draw the knees back up to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Flowing from side to side with your own breath at your own pace. If the twist feels good, maybe lingering in the twist for one full breath. Try to keep a 90-degree angle between belly and thigh. Inhale, coming up to center. Hold the knees, gently rock from side to side. Create small circles. Feet flat to the floor, directly underneath the knees and as wide as the hips. The 3 middle fingers should be able to touch your heels. On your exhale, press your feet into the ground, lifting the hips high. Inhale slowly lowers the hips back down. Exhale to press and lift. Inhale lowers. Engaging through the glutes, driving through the hips. Slowly lower the hips back down. Draw the knees into the chest. Now either roll to one side and press yourself up onto your hands and knees, making your way into your tabletop, or crossing the legs to rock and roll forward and back, creating momentum. Maybe massaging the spine. When you're ready, planting the hands, trying to lift the hips and slipping the legs in between the arms to set up into your tabletop. Palms under shoulders, knees under hips, fingers spread wide. Inhale, roll the hips, belly sinks, lifting the tailbone. Open the heart and look up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine. Head sinks between the arms. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Create a wave climbing up the spine. Head is always last to move. The next time the spine rounds out, that'll be the last time. Using an inhale to return to a neutral spine. Flowing through scapula push-ups. You want to keep the elbow nice and straight. On the inhale, let the chest sink between the arms. Exhale presses you back out. You're trying to draw the shoulder blades towards the spine and then away from the spine. Inhale to sink through. Shoulder blades coming into the spine. Exhale presses you out. Inhale, sink in. Exhale back out. Slowly coming into a neutral spine. Moving into the lower spine, specifically into the hips and to the sacrum. For the SI joint, press your feet into the ground. The top of the feet pressing into the ground. Inhale, lift the tailbone. Exhale, tuck the tailbone. Everything from the belly button up is not moving. Inhale, lift the tailbone. Exhale to tuck the tailbone. If you want to give more engagement into the hips, pressing to lift the knees off the ground. Variation of bear pose. And slowly coming down. Walk your hands forward. Let the shoulders drift forward, back over top of your palms, straightening the hip into a modified plank pose, or flipping the toes and lifting the knees for full plank pose. Exhale, press into the hands, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pressing through the hands, reaching through the shoulders. Let the hips sway from side to side. Maybe pedal out the heels. Maybe roll out the heels. Find length through the spine. Rib cage tucked in, the head hangs. Trying to straighten the knees, but don't let the spine round. Relax your ankles.
On your exhale, walk your feet into the hands. Try to keep the head low. Forward fold, allowing the torso to hang. Shift your weight into your toes. Don't let the heels lift off the ground. Reach your hands behind your back, either placing your hands on your hips and drawing the elbows together, or interlace the fingers, press the palms together, trying to straighten the elbows, and even relaxing through the shoulders to let the hands drape over the body. Exhale to release the hands. Give a slight bend to the knees. Inhale, ragdolls you up, rolling the spine into a standing posture, moving nice and slow. Reach your hands high, interlace the fingers. Exhale, lean to the left, reaching through the right arm. Maybe even letting the hips drift away from the hands, getting deeper into the side bend. Don't let the body twist. Keep the shoulder over the ear. Inhale up to center. Exhale to the opposite side, reaching through the left arm. Maybe letting the hips drift away from the hands. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath. Inhale, reach your hands high. Exhale, fold, hinging the hip. Weight even through the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Slide the hands up the shins, just below the knee. Roll through the hips and reach the ears to the front. Find length through the spine and through the back of the leg. Rolling through the hips to lengthen deeper through the back of the leg. Trying to lift the tailbone. Exhale, fold. Ground the palms. Step your feet back to plank. Lower through the downward push-up, squeezing the elbows into the ribs, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, press the hands, lift the head and chest. Cobra. Flip the toes, engage through the pelvic floor. Exhale, press through the thumb and pointer finger. Send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Length through the spine first, then straighten the knees. Exhale, step the feet up to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand tall, reach the hands high. Interlace the fingers. Exhale to open through the front body, taking a small back bend. Inhale for length. Exhale for depth. Be more concerned with length Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ground your palms. Step or maybe hop your feet back to plank. Lower through the downward push-up, maybe stopping the body from touching the floor. Chaturanga, low plank. Inhale, press the hands, lift the head and chest to cobra or up dog, lifting hips and knees off the ground. Exhale the hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, reach right foot high. Bend the knee and stack the hips, lifting the right hip over top of the left. Try to open through the right side of the body. On the exhale, swing or step the foot through in between the hands. Lifting the fingertips, runner's lunge. Fingertips barely grazing the mat. Exhale, ground the left palm. Inhale, reaches right hand high. Exhale, lowers the left hand or the right hand. Inhale, reaches left hand high. Try to keep the hips square to the floor. Exhale, lowers the left hand. Inhale, press into the front foot, reach the hands high, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to heart, shift your weight forward, step the feet together. Sink the hips down and back, chair pose. Inhale, stand tall. Reach the hands high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, ground the palms. Step or hop your feet back to plank. Lower through the downward push-up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, press into the hands, send the hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, reach left foot high. Bend the knee and stack the hips. Exhale, swing or step the foot through in between the hands. Lifting the fingertips, runner's lunge. Exhale, grounds the right hand. Inhale, reaches left hand high. Exhale, lowers the left hand to the inside of the foot. Inhale, reaches right hand high. Try to keep the square to the ground, hands reaching away from one another. Exhale, lowers the right hand. Inhale, press into the front foot, reach the hand side, crescent lunge.
Exhale, hands to heart. Shift your weight forward. Step the feet together. Sink the hips down and back, chair pose. Try to keep the head high, hips low, and back. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ground the palms. Step or hop the feet back to plank. Lower through the downward push-up. Inhale, press. Lift the head and chest. Exhale the hips up and back, down dog. Allow the hips to sway from side to side. Inhale, reach right foot high. Bend the knee. Exhale, swing or step the foot through in between the hands. Drop the back heel on a 90. Inhale to cartwheel the hands up. Warrior two. Reaching the hands and away from one another. Shoulders sinking away from the ears. Front foot and knee pointing straight out to the front. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale to hinge in the hip, reaching the right hand forward into triangle pose. When you can reach no further, hand drops to the leg. Reach the left hand high. Try not to round through the spine. You want to sink the rib cage towards the thigh. Exhale, bend the front knee to strength. Inhale, floats you up. Flip the front palm, exalt your warrior. Reaching the right arm over the body towards the back edge of the mat. Exhale, float through warrior two. Drop the elbow to the knee. Reach the left arm to the front edge of the mat. Extended side angle pose. If you have the flexibility, dropping into a bind. Left arm goes behind the back. Right arm slips underneath the right leg, connecting your hands behind you. Exhale, lower the hands to the inside of the foot. Let the back heel lift, square the hips. Transfer all your weight into the left hand. Step the right foot back. You may need to drop the left knee to the floor first. Moving into side plank. Reach the right hand high. Exhale, lowers the right hand. Flowing through the vinyasa. Lower through the downward push-up. Inhale, press, lift the head and chest, up dog or cobra. Exhale the hips up and back, down dog. Find length through the spine. Inhale, reach left foot up. Bend the knee. Exhale, swing or step the foot through. Drop the back heel. Inhale, cartwheel the hands up. Warrior two. Hands are reaching away from one another. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, hinging in the hip, reach the left hand forward into triangle pose. When you can reach no further, hand drops to the leg, reach the right hand high. Exhale, bends the front knee to strength. Inhale, floats you up, flip the front palm, exalt your warrior, reaching over the body. Exhale, float through warrior two, drop the elbow to the knee, reach the right arm to the front, extended side angle pose. Maybe dropping in for your bind, right arm behind the back, left arm underneath the left leg, connecting your hands behind you. You're trying to keep the back of the left shoulder glued to the inside of the left knee. Exhale, lower the hands to the inside of the foot. Square the hips, let the back heel lift. Transfer your weight into the right hand, maybe dropping the right knee if you need to. Step the left foot back, reach the left hand high. Side plank. Exhale, lowers the left hand to the floor. Plank pose. Dropping to the knees if you need to, moving back into scapula push-ups. On the inhale, let the chest sink between the arms. Exhale, presses you back out. Inhale to sink through. Exhale, presses you out. Drop down to the knees. Send your hips to your feet, child's pose. Slow, calm, deep breath deep into the belly. Opening the knees if the breath or belly feels compressed or restricted. If you need a drink of water, now is the time. You need to towel off. Keep the mind focused on the breath. Don't let the mind wander. If you need more time in child's pose, take the time you need. If you're ready, on the inhale, lifting up into your tabletop. Flip the toes. Exhale to your down dog. Let the hips sway. Front leg through the spine.
On your exhale, walk your feet to the outside of the hands. Semi-wide leg forward fold. Allowing the torso to hang. Cross the arms in front of your face. Let the body sway from side to side, making sure that the movement is generated through the feet and legs. The torso acts like a pendulum. Slowly coming to center. Release the arms. Exhale, sink your hips in between your feet, trying to keep the heels grounded for a low squat. Trying to place the elbows to the inside of the knees, drawing your hands to your heart, trying to keep the spine nice and tall. If the heels are lifted, I'd rather you ground through the palms, bend the elbows, and lean your weight into the back of the arm, relaxing through the hips. This is not appropriate for you. Stay in a forward fold. If you want to get deeper into the hips, fingertips together, draw the thumbs to the heart. Exhale to relax. Inhale to stand tall. Reach the hands up and away from one another, opening through the heart and spine. Standing starfish or standing star pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Shift your weight into the left foot. Draw the right foot in. Moving into tree pose. You can keep the sole of the foot on the ankle and ball of the foot on the floor for more stability. Or maybe lifting the foot up to the calf. Maybe all the way to the inner thigh. Nice tall spine. Don't let yourself sink into a hip. Slowly point the knee towards the front. Extend the leg long. Exhale lets the foot pendulum through the bottom. Right hand reaches back, reaching for the inner foot, for the inner sole. The arch of the foot, thumb is pointing towards the toes. Extend the left arm out. On your exhale, hinging in the hip into dancer's pose. Maybe just holding your foot is deep enough. Inhale, coming up. Draw the knee into the chest. Interlace the fingers around the knee, pulling it in tight. If you want to go deeper, right hand slips to the inside, peace fingers holding the big toe, and extend the leg long. Exhale, lowers the foot down. You have knee issues, fold forward. If you're strong and stable, inhale the hands high. Exhale, hands to heart. Let the heels lift as you sink your hips to your heels. Balancing squat. Nice tall spine. We're relaxing in your forward fold. Inhale to come up. Reach the hands up and away from one another. Standing star pose. Opening the heart and spine. Exhale, hands to heart. Shift your weight into the right foot. Draw the left foot in.
Taking whichever variation of tree pose that's appropriate for you. Slowly point the knee towards the front. Extend the leg long. Exhale, let the foot pendulum through the bottom, drawing the heel to the glute. Left hand reaches to the inner sole. Thumb pointing towards the toes and extending the right arm out. Neither staying here or exhale to hinge forward into your dancer's pose, whichever variation is most appropriate. Try to kick your foot into that hand. Inhale, slowly coming back out, drawing the knee into the chest. Interlace the fingers around the knee, pulling it in tight towards the shoulder. Maybe slipping the left arm to the inside of the leg, peace fingers holding onto the big toe. And if you can, extend the leg long. Exhale, lowers the foot down. Inhale, the hands high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ground the palms. Step, hop, or maybe crow pose, or float your way back to plank. Pausing in plank or whichever posture you choose, whether it's crow or the float. Maybe plank or plank on knees. When you can no longer maintain proper form, exhale your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Moving into pigeon pose. Inhale, reach right foot high. Bend the knee. Exhale, drives the knee towards the right wrist, flipping the foot to the left side of the mat. Let the hips sink as you extend the back leg long and lengthen through the spine. You may want to stay upright, letting the hips sink to the ground, or exhale to spill forward, dropping to the elbows, or even extending the arms out in front of you, letting the chest sink to the floor. If you want a combination stretch for the thigh, bend the left knee, reach back with the right hand, pulling the heel to the glute. This can be quite intense. You can even use a strap if you have one, hooking the strap around the foot. And draping the strap over the shoulder, allowing the weight of the torso to pull the heel in, relaxing through the left leg as much as you can. Inhale, slowly coming back out. Drawing the hands underneath the shoulders. Exhale the hips up and back to your down dog. Moving to the opposite side. Inhale, reach left foot high. Bend the knee. Exhale, drive the knee towards the left wrist, flipping the foot to the right side of the mat. Let the hips sink, extending the back leg long and lengthen through the spine. Neither staying here or exhale to spill forward. Maybe using your strap, finding whichever variation that's most appropriate for you today, whatever the body calls for.
Inhale to come back out. Draw the hands underneath the shoulders. Exhale, press into the hands. Send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Drop down to the knees and make your way into a seated position. Moving into one of my favorite stretches, caterpillar pose. A full spinal stretch. Drawing the toes, press through the heels and lengthen through the spine. You may need a block to sit on if sitting tall is a challenge for you. Then let the chin sink to the collarbones. Lengthen through the back of the neck and lean the body forward. Try not to round through the spine yet. Once you're as far forward as you can get, draw the forehead to the belly button, rounding the spine as much as you can into your caterpillar pose. Use your breath to let go of any tingling or heat sensation that you find along the spine. If you don't feel anything, you're ready to lift the arms, adding gravity into the shoulders, letting the weight of the torso pull itself down. Keep the chin tucked in. Keep drawing the toes in. If you still don't feel anything, maybe you're ready to interlace the fingers and gently releasing the weight of the arms to the back of the head. If you're going to do this, move mindfully. Only when you can release all the weight out of the arms into the head that you start to add pressure. Be very mindful if you're going to do this. Don't do anything today that you'll regret tomorrow. Inhale to slowly come back up. Slide yourself down to the edge of the mat if you're not there. Exhale slowly rolls you to your back. Moving as slowly as you can, maybe supporting underneath the thigh, floating the hands or floating the hands and feet. Full control all the way down. Once fully laying down, open the arms into a T. Draw the knees into the chest. On the exhale, let the knees sink to the right, falling into a twist. Maybe using the right hand to hold the legs in place. If the legs can settle, sliding a block underneath or in between the knees, maybe a combination of both. If you don't have any blocks, a book will be fine, or a couch cushion, couch pillow. If you want to go deeper into the twist, extend the bottom leg long, straight down the mat. Inhale to slowly come back up to center. Pausing at center, gently rock from side to side. When your body's ready, using your exhale to lower the knees to the left side in whichever depth is appropriate for you. Calm the breath. Tension melts out of the body with the exhale.
Inhale to come back up the center. Feet flat to the floor, gently rock the knees from side to side. Draw your knees into the chest, reach your hands in between the knees, grabbing the shin, and allow the legs to drop open like a book, opening through the inner thigh. Maybe continuing to gently rock from side to side. Maybe even sliding the hands down to the ankles if you want to get deeper. Maybe moving into happy baby, opening the soles of the feet to the sky, letting the knees sink towards the armpits, and either holding the outside blade of the foot or peace fingers holding onto the big toe. Holding the outside edge of the foot is the deeper variation. If the spine is digging into the ground, hold your big toe. Whether you're holding your shins or your feet, try to press the tailbone into the ground. Slowly releasing the legs, taking whatever final adjustments you need, prepping yourself for a final resting pose, Shavasana. Maybe making your way into a seated position for a seated meditation. Choice is entirely yours. And once settled, eyes gently closed. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Drawing your awareness to the body. Relax the legs and the hips. Relax the arms and shoulders. Soften the belly and your back. Release the ribs and the chest. Relax your face. Unclench the jaw. Allow the eyes to be calm and gentle. Slowly start to deepen the inhale and lengthen the exhale. Envision the inhale as a golden light entering into the heart. And as you exhale, send that golden light outwards to the people you care for, the people you hold dear to your heart. Let them know that you're thinking of them. Share with them your love. Inhale draws in love in the form of golden light. Exhale shares it. Take a deep breath in through the nose, exhale out of the mouth. Invite small movements to the body, wiggling fingers and toes, rolling into the wrists and ankles, and allowing the movements to grow. And when you're ready, making your way into a comfortable seated position. Taking these last final moments for a practice of gratitude. Finding just one thing to be grateful for, no matter how big or small. Drawing gratitude into the heart, as you want to feel gratitude and not just think it. Inhale, reach your hands high. Exhale, hands to heart. With love and gratitude, I thank you for your practice. From my heart to yours, namaste.